In this lesson, I am going to speak my mind, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about these idioms and expressions. And this is actually the first idiom that I want to teach you, and that is to speak one's mind. It means to say what you're thinking openly and honestly. And when it comes to, well, the word mind, you're really referring to a person's thoughts. Similar to the way somebody would ask, well, what's on your mind? In this case, they're asking, what are you thinking? But as far as speaking your mind, in that case, you are speaking and saying and sharing your thoughts with another person. And you would say, hey, speak your mind. And you are just telling them, hey, I want to know what you're thinking. Speak your mind. Tell me openly and honestly. Or you could use this to encourage a person to speak honestly and say, hey, don't be afraid to speak your mind.
You don't think we can win?
Yeah, I speak my mind, Your Grace.
Have you not been speaking your mind, Lord Karsak?
I think you lost this war.
The next idiom that I have for you is to talk one's ear off. And what this means is to talk to someone for a long time, often excessively and loudly. So really, it's a situation in which you feel like the conversation should be shorter, but it just goes on and on and on because the person is talking your ear off. Hey, if you start talking about football, my husband is going to talk your ear off. Now, this is an idiom that you may not often say directly to another person. Perhaps you might use it apologetically and say, hey, sorry for talking your ear off. You're letting the person know that you're probably talking a little too much. But more often you may use this idiom to talk about, well, another person and say that they were talking your ear off.
You have a great time getting to know each other. Don't let this one talk your ear off. She's the type of girl who just loves to talk.
That's Mrs. Robertson. Watch out, she will talk your ear off.
The next expression is one that I really like, and it's one that I hear from time to time, and that is like talking to a brick wall. You're trying to reason with someone who is just unwilling to listen. Perhaps this person is just really stubborn, and it doesn't matter what you say or the reasons that you give, they're just not going to listen. And again, out of frustration, you could say it's like talking to a brick wall.
What did he talk about? Did he talk about rugby or what did he talk about? Francois, it's like talking to a brick wall. What did he say?
Next is the phrase on speaking terms. And this just refers to a mutual relationship that is limited to casual greeting or just casual conversation. It means that you're friendly enough to talk. Now, the one thing that I want you to know about this idiom is that often you're going to use it in the negative with the word not, to say that you are not on speaking terms with someone, in which case it's like you're saying that you had a falling out. And you and this other person, you are no longer talking. So we can actually use Ngram Viewer to show you which one is more common. And as you can see, it's more common to say that you are not on speaking terms with someone than to use this idiom in the affirmative and say that you are on speaking terms. And because it involves two people, you're really going to use it with the subjects we or they. We're not on speaking terms or they're not on speaking terms. Asking about someone from your past and asking like, hey, do you still talk to Dave and keep up with Dave? Now, maybe I don't know that you and Dave, well, you had a falling out. And then you could tell me, look, yeah, we're not on speaking terms. Or perhaps a situation where you're asking about an ex-husband or an ex-wife. And then this person might say, well, unfortunately, we're not on speaking terms.
Call him.
The Avengers broke up. We're toast.
Broke up?
Cap and I fell out hard. We're not on speaking terms.
Then we have to talk one's way into something or out of something. And it means to persuade people to do something or to not do something by the reasons that you give. So if you talk your way into something, you are persuading someone to give you something or maybe allow you to do something. I could say he talked his way into getting a promotion. Okay, he got a promotion. Or we talked our way into the private party and they allowed us to enter. If you talk your way out of something, then you're persuading someone not to give you something, perhaps a punishment, or persuading them not to make you do something like chores or work. So I could say she got pulled over by the police and she talked her way out of a driving ticket. She persuaded the police officer not to give her a ticket. The other thing that I wanted to point out with this idiom is that it is more common to hear people say they're going to talk their way out of something than talk their way into something. So comparing these two phrases, you can see that it's more common to talk your way out of something.
I'm not letting you just throw your life away. I'm going to talk our way out of this.
Start a new life there, meet a local girl, fall in love, talk my way into a line job at a textile plant.
And then there's to talk some sense into someone. And this means that you are talking to someone and really trying to persuade them to see reason. There's a lot of emotion involved, and you may be trying to talk some sense into this person. And it really implies that this other person is perhaps out of control and they're not listening to anyone. So maybe I say, well, look, Dave is out of control. Can you please try to talk some sense into him? Right now, it's like talking to a brick wall. He won't listen to me or anyone else. So please, please try to talk some sense into him. And then maybe once again, you tell me, sorry, we're not on speaking terms. I can't help you because Dave and we're not on speaking terms. You're going to have to find someone else to try and talk some sense into him.
Dad, Mom is crazy. Can't you talk some sense into her?
As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So long.